In order to get Sisi in Egypt to take any rapprochement process seriously with Turkey, Erdogan offered that which Sisi couldn't refuse, which is an offer to silence Egyptian opposition, an offer to help Sisi to contain the criticism that has agitated the Egyptian people, an offer essentially to recognize Sisi's military coup. And Erdogan informed the Egyptian opposition in Istanbul that their channels had to cease in their criticism of Sisi, and a number of Istanbul-based Egyptian presenters voiced their concerns and voiced their disappointment on Twitter. And then there was a slow progress of slow discussions taking place about normalizing ties between Egypt and Turkey. However, when Erdogan hesitated and Ankara hesitated and allowed Egyptian opposition to start resuming some of their activities, reflected in Mu'taz Matar, one of the famous TV presenters, announcing on Twitter 3 days ago that he would conduct an interview with Nasser al-Douela, the prominent Kuwaiti commentator and Sisi critic. Sisi in Egypt decided to halt those normalization talks. He decided to halt the reconciliation process, and it is in this context that Erdogan has U-turned and decided to reaffirm the ban on criticizing Sisi from Istanbul that has led to Mu'taz Matar and others announcing on Twitter that they will take an indefinite break while they consider their options. For Turkey, they believe that they have legitimate national interests, and this may well be the case. In Libya, where their intervention brought about the environment that brought about the political process, that enabled the political process that resulted in the current government, Turkey now sees that Europe and the US are now trying to oust Turkey, trying to reverse the economic, military and security agreements that have been signed between Turkey and Libya. On the Eastern Mediterranean, it's becoming clear that the EU wants to wait until after the Turkish elections to see if Erdogan wins or not before offering a framework of cooperation. When Turkey looks towards Russia, it sees that Putin is trying to leapfrog via Syria to assert Russian interests in the Eastern Mediterranean. This is all compounded by a dire economic situation domestically and an antagonistic Biden administration. But the reality is that the national interest argument closely resembles that of Morocco and Sudan when they normalized ties with Israel. The discarding of a noble cause for the sake of unique national interest, whether it's the Western Sahara or economic relief for the Sudanese people. Erdogan here, the dark reality of what's unfolding before us is that Erdogan is offering Sisi help with silencing an opposition that is calling for a return to the democratic process in exchange for securing Turkish national interests.